me know. Want some, get some.
How about those friggin' Pirates?
Yes, I am a pirate.
You have to go with the Pirates because, of course, they have cannons and everything.
It's a pirate's life for me.
Be proud of who you are and what you are. You're a pirate.
It is a first down. Pirates.
Because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it.
I think I've ever been in a building as loud as that was. It was deafening in there.
You will get Omaha. I can promise you that.
Painted purple all night long in Eastern North Carolina.
You're watching The Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.
Yeah. My heart is purple and gold. I'm a pirate down to my soul. And I don't back down, not at all. Find out when the cannons explode.
All right, welcome into the Sports Objective as summer shows continue. And ladies and gentlemen, all the way from the great town of LaGrange. I should have some ZZ Top for you right now, but I don't. And that is Kyle Commissioner Barber from the town of Jason, actually.
Yeah, no, I'm the only one who's not a town commissioner here on the podcast. What's going on, fellas?
Well, you got to run.
Well, we don't have a town commission, Jason. So what?
All right, I commission you, the commissioner.
And look, I will introduce the commissioner, the governor, the mayor, the president, the emperor, the
come on, Charlie Brown,
the Lord and Savior of the great state of Virginia, Mr. Stevie Flythe.
Here we go again.
Lasker.
Me in Virginia, dude.
Lasker.
What's up? What's
How
up?
you doing,
Long time no see.
I know. We're glad to have you back. I thought about you. I said, let's have Stevie on the show. We got
Stevie's not from Virginia. He's actually from Alaska, North Carolina.
Alaska. Funny story. When I was playing high school basketball, we stopped at a fast food restaurant after a game, and the lady asked us that was taking the order, "Where are you guys from?" And we said, "Alaska." "Y'all come all the way from Alaska?" I said, "Yep, we're that good. They brought us over here to play."
And she what the accent didn't give it away.
She believed it.
Wow.
Where were you at? McDonald's?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
How did you know?
Happy Meal.
I need a milkshake. Yeah. So
he needs some milk. Stevie, how many times have you heard one of your kids when you're coaching say he needs some milk? You've had to have heard that in a football game.
Milk?
You haven't. None of your kids, like, you haven't had a kid like get the crap knocked out of him and somebody go, "He needs some milk."
No, I don't remember.
Oh my God! I keep up with the viral, trends here.
Yeah, I don't remember the
although
milk.
that one's about 5 years old now, so
TikToker.
I may be a little too old for because I guess 5 years ago. Well, you should remember from 5 years ago.
I was coaching 5 years ago. But
probably just it's probably just gonna hit Lasker this year, y'all. About 5 years.
Yeah, we're behind. I'll tell you this too, which while we're talking about funny stories. So when you cramp, like when they cramp up, they tell you either pickle juice or mustard.
Yeah.
So or Pedialyte or Gatorade.
Well, my quarterback, we're in the first game of the year, he cramps up by the third quarter, end of the third quarter, and I told him, I said, you gotta get some pickle juice or you gotta get some mustard. He said, "Well, I don't like the taste of either one of them." I said, "Well, I don't care which. You gotta take one or the other." So I go off. I'm counting that he's going to do it. So I get over there, and all of a sudden, he kneels down beside me, and I smell mustard. And I said, "Okay, well, but I'm looking, he's rubbing the mustard on his calf."
You know what? I could. That's not that stupid to me.
He said it worked too, and I mean, it must have, because he didn't cramp up the rest of the night. He walked out there with yellow all over his calf.
I don't see how that could possibly work, but I could see where somebody could think that.
He said, I was just doing. I can't stand the taste of it, so I rubbed it on my calf. So
Well,
There you go.
I mean, there was no choice just to drink a lot of Gatorade, Pedialyte.
Well, I mean, that's a quick fix. The mustard
Okay.
and
Yeah,
the
pickle
and the
juice.
so a quick fix.
I got you. All right, pickle juice. Well, I mean,
All right.
I guess
If you-
well, how do you get that much mustard in you? I mean, do you just eat spoonfuls of mustard?
Those
That
packets.
we got the squirt bottles. We had a squirt bottle in the,
Yeah,
Oh,
give me the pickle juice. God,
yeah,
Mark,
I would rather have the pickle juice myself.
I mean, I like mustard, but I don't want to just
Well, I
squirt
mean, yeah, I
mustard down
like
my
both,
throat.
but
I
if I've
think
got my choice, I got it. I'm doing pickle juice.
I think Stevie's
Yeah.
got some pickle juice right now. That's a whole nother show, as they say. We'll keep it kid or family friendly.
PG-13.
That's right. Hey, guys, I don't know if you saw on the internet. We were talking in pre-show, but apparently FSU and Clemson. This is a rumor. Notice I said rumor. That they were turned down by the SEC, and Greg Sankey said they're going to stay to 16 teams. The Big Ten, because they don't have that academic snobby AAU academic thing, accreditation, I guess it is, that the Big Ten will not take Florida State and Clemson. And now the rumor is that the Big 12 is going to take six ACC schools, two of which are Florida State and Clemson. Totally a rumor, but it's a great topic for tonight and
Yeah,
summer
I
show.
don't see it happening. To me, that's just unless Clemson and Florida State has just burnt their bridges with the ACC that much.
They have.
Then
Sounds like
maybe at that point maybe, but I don't see it. I'll believe that when it happens. If it does happen, that'll be interesting. That's kind of actually the worst case scenario for East Carolina if they were to just lose 6 schools, because then you still got 10 schools left in the ACC, and then they would just probably add some more from Memphis and Tulane, and so that would be worst case scenario for us.
Who do y'all think the 6 would be that they would pick?
I'm going
Florida State, Clemson, NC State.
Yep. Virginia
You
Tech.
got because I don't see UNC and UVA leaving for the Big 12. So Virginia Tech, maybe the
Duke will go?
Huh?
You think Duke will go?
No.
Duke and Carolina are rumored to be for a while now. They're in Virginia. Those three to the Big Ten, but who knows?
So Florida State, Clemson, Virginia Tech.
What about Miami?
Yeah, Miami could be a possibility.
Yeah, I can see Miami going.
Miami, they are not happy at all.
Louisville, I could see Louisville going.
Yeah.
But I really don't see it happening, honestly. I just don't see it happening.
Do you think the Big 12 would take Memphis because they're a great basketball school and it's a great basketball conference?
The Big 12, look, the Big 12, if they can get ACC schools, they'll do it. But the Big 12's not going to add anybody else just to add somebody else.
I know, but Memphis is a good market. And
no, they're not going to take Memphis. No. Now, if the ACC loses some schools, I think Memphis would be a shoe-in for the ACC. But the Big 12 is not going to take Memphis at this point. If the ACC schools are really interested in joining the Big 12, yeah, they'll do that. But the Big 12 is just not going to add to add. I mean, Memphis doesn't add any value. Memphis isn't going to make your TV contract go up. So no, that's not going to happen.
Well,
but in this hypothetical world where the ACC loses 6 schools to the Big 12, not going to happen. But if that does happen, then Memphis to the ACC, I would guarantee it.
So yeah, that was a great way to start the show because I was like, I can't imagine what that's the ultimate question, and maybe the people that are watching tonight, listening, Facebook and obviously Twitter, X and YouTube, then put out what schools you think will go to the Big 12 that are from the ACC. We already have 2 of them, Florida State and Clemson, so we're looking for the other 4. And if you know those, let us know. But that looks like to me that, like Kyle said, it's a great thing to talk about. And, we love talking college realignment here, even though that we're really not thrilled about it. But it makes a great July topic when we're getting ready. 50-some days left before ECU football on August 31st. We have Norfolk State. But, guys, I've got another topic for you. And we'll come back to that one if you want to. But how about this? Stevie, you and I have coached before. And, Kyle, you're an expert on college football. CBS Sports has the 2024 hot seat rankings, and what they did, guys, they have a rating 5 means win or be fired. 4, a rating 4 means start improving now. 3 is pressure is mounting. Rating 2 means all good for now, and number 1 is safe and secure. So there's only one coach right now. We'll get to that in a minute. So 5 rating. There are 8 coaches that are 4s. So those 9 coaches are what we're going to talk about tonight.
One coach is a 5. How many have they done on 133 FBS schools?
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
And only one's a 5. Only one is.
Yeah.
Win now or get fired.
Yep.
Wow.
I'll say
Stevie
bullshit.
Flythe, Northeast Academy.
Yeah. I'll say bullshit. When now, yeah, there's definitely more than one. So who's the 5?
They have Sam Pittman from Arkansas.
Oh yeah, I would agree with that, but he's not the only 5. But yeah, I'd agree with that for sure.
They have and your boy from Florida, Billy Napier. They have.
I agree with that. He is not very popular in Florida.
Dave Aranda from Baylor.
These are 4s.
Yep.
I would say they're all 5s.
Well, see, that's what I thought. I'm glad you said that, Kyle. That's what I thought is they would do that. Clark Lee. Here's one from BYU. What about Kalani Sitake? He seems like he's got like 20 lives. He seems like
yeah, I don't know. Kalani Sitake to me is the sometimes I think he's the worst coach in college football, and then I think he's a decent coach. I don't know. Yeah, they got him at a 4.
Let's see. I see it at 3 or 4. Hold on a second. I had to refresh it because it's let's see. I'm having to go back. Okay. Clark. Yeah, he's a 4.
Okay, so we're not going to go through 133. That's
no. It's just the top 9.
Yeah.
The
top
4.
What?
The top 9 that are 4.
Okay.
These are all 4s.
Okay.
And there's a reason why that I'm going to do that. You understand in a second.
Oh gosh.
Sonny Cumbie.
Sonny Cumbie at Louisiana Tech. That's a 5.
They've got Stan Drayton. I mean,
where's Stan Drayton at? I know the name.
Where is that? Is that Texas Tech? I have to look that up in a second. No, I'm sorry. No. I beg your pardon. This is God knows. My brain is not working. He's in Temple. He's a Temple coach that's gone 3-9.
He's been there 2 years? I'd say the 4 is inaccurate for that. Yeah.
What about from Ball State? Is it Mike New?
I know nothing about Ball State football right now.
Hold on.
Yep. And then finally, here's one, the last but not least. This is for my good buddy Kyle from LaGrange. I think it's his second favorite team, and they're going with Will Hall as a 4.
Yeah, well, he's a 5. He's a 5 also. And so is Mike Houston on the list?
I'm not seeing him in those. Nope.
Yeah, Mike Houston and Will Hall Southern Miss will be fired if he don't have a winning season this year, or at least 6-6 and go to a bowl. And so will Mike Houston. If Mike Houston doesn't get us to a bowl this year, he'll be fired. So, I mean, it's as simple as that. So, but I would agree with all those. If 5s or 4s, I don't see anybody on that list that I would say no, they're safe. I would say the Temple head coach would be the closest, being a minority head coach in the city of Philadelphia.
They have Houston as a 3, by the way.
I would say he's at least a 4 or 5. He's going to get fired if we don't go to a bowl. There's anybody who, and look, to be very clear, I think we're going to be good this year, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. Right. So, but I'm just saying if it is, before people start sending out stuff to Mike Houston again saying that I hate him, just to be clear, I think we're going to a bowl. I don't think you're getting fired, Coach. But if we do have a losing season, he gone.
That's one of the topics we're going to talk about at bowling this year. We'll talk about that in just
but the Temple head coach,
Drayton,
he's the only one that I would say maybe shouldn't be in that top 9 because he's a minority head coach. He's in Philadelphia. He's only been there he's only been there 2 years. I could see them giving him another year, at 4-8, 5-7. I could see them giving him one more year.
But if he goes 3-9 again and he's out?
3-9 again, yeah, he's got to be out. Yeah.
That's Scotty Montgomery material. Hey, Johnny Robertson, JR. What's up, brother? From Northern Virginia. He actually has the 4 teams we're talking about. If you're just joining us, we're talking about rumor that Florida State, Clemson, and 4 other ACC schools going to the Big 12. Big 12 looking to expand and poach from the ACC. That would be actually ironic because The ACC is notorious from poaching other leagues. Just see the Big East. All right. Johnny says Pitt, Louisville, NC State, and Virginia Tech would be his guess. That's actually good, Johnny. I could see that.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Johnny is always. You want to talk about Johnny on the spot? He always is giving us good stuff.
You would get the return of the Pitt West Virginia rivalry.
Yeah, and Louisville is right. You know, that's perfect there because you have West Virginia not too far away. NC
Cincinnati.
State, yeah, Cincinnati. NC State wants to be out of the ACC so bad, and Virginia Tech is another one. They just feel like they're just not at the level they were. In about 2000? That was about 2000 with Vic, right?
Yeah, well, Virginia Tech's never going to get back to that level in this day and age of NIL. I mean, there's money in Virginia Tech, but there's not that level of money. So
Right.
I don't think the Hokies will ever get back to the level of competing for national championships again.
But that would be those would be really good. But that's going to be interesting for ACC media days. And like I said before, man.
Yeah, I don't buy this one. I really don't. I don't.
You know,
to me, that's like no. I mean, I could see there's definitely look if the Big Ten and the SEC really told Florida State and Clemson no, then the only other conversations would be with the Big 12, whoever they're going to talk to. But to me, you're just moving to make a move. So I just don't. Yeah, I just don't see it happening.
I know this wasn't in the show notes, but
no, it's okay.
You said NIL, and that made me think about something I saw yesterday. I want to get you guys' opinion on this. So you all know Phil Knight, the owner and founder of Nike, and he's an Oregon graduate. Come out yesterday that unlimited NIL to get Oregon a national championship.
Wow.
How? I mean,
that sounds good to me.
Obviously, something's going to if something like this happens, they're going to have to get in there and make some changes to the whole NIL system.
It should have already happened.
I think it's great.
I agree. It should have happened from the start. But, I mean, if somebody's in there and Phil Knight got all the money in the world, 86 years old, he just wants to see Oregon win a national championship before he dies. So, yeah, I mean, he's going to put everything he's got into it. So
I sure wish Vince McMahon felt that way about East Carolina.
Oh my God!
You can't even mention that name anymore, bud.
I sure can. I don't. I'll take his. Look, he might as well do something good with his money.
Well, he paid off a lot of people.
He did. He might have sexually harassed me, and I didn't realize it. He might want to pay me off. I'll get some up to East Carolina.
He probably.
Oh my God! I love you, Kyle. That's why we have him on here from the jump. You know, Stevie, that very thing of we've talked about it.
Stevie, can you impersonate Vince McMahon? Can you do Vince?
No, I can't. I do.
You can give me a you're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired.
But I mean, you look at Oregon's transfer portal class. Evidently, they're doing something right. It's like the second ranked transfer portal class. So evidently, he's flashing the cash already.
I mean,
yeah. To me, it goes back to what we had the conversation with your buddy Dave, homie.
David Glenn?
Yeah, thank you. The conversation we had with David Glenn about the split, and then hey, I actually like what he said. He thinks the split's going to be smaller than what I said at 60-some schools. He think it may just be the SEC and the Big Ten adding a couple more schools and splitting away, or he said maybe even just the numbers they are now. So if you're really getting to that where Oregon's just going to spend unlimited NIL, and then you got your SEC schools, your Big Ten schools that can kind of compete financially, you know what? If they want to take those 40 schools or so and go do their own thing, great. That would be great. You know what? Yeah. If they want to take 30, 35 to 45 schools, so we don't get so the NC States and the Virginia Techs and all these schools that cannot compete at that level any more than we can. They just have a little bit more money, but they can't compete at that level.
Right.
They don't get to go. They're stuck here with the same level we are. Then I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and have your Here's the thing that those schools better realize: if you want to watch the NFL already exists.
That's exactly right. And that's the thing is that they don't understand that. Again, I've talked about it numerous times. The NCAA, or actually college football, has a chance to be the number one sport in America, but the powers that be screw it up where they don't understand that. We all know that it's about money, but they don't realize how much money they really could have if they did things the right way. But instead, they're going to just worry about. It's kind of like you guys are wrestling fans. It's kind of like we're living in the era still of having territories and not having that one main product or two main products, because now you got all these factions that
Actually,
are.
I think it's the other way around. I wish we still lived in the era of territories where conferences were geographic and all like
No, I
that. I
agree.
understand what you're saying from a standpoint of having one person that runs everything as czar of college football. I understand what you're.
Yeah.
I think that's where you were going with that, but
Yeah.
that's not. I think the comparison you used really doesn't work. I was going to go. I had a point to make. What were we saying before we started about territories?
Sorry about college football and the 40 teams. We're talking where you said you wanted for them to, if they want to
Yeah,
break.
just go ahead. But I'm lost. It'll come back to me. Wherever I had a point I was going to make, and it's gone now. It'll hopefully come back.
All right, please come back to college brain.
Yeah.
But you bring up a great point though, Stevie, with Phil Knight. I mean, can you think of like all the billionaires out there that that they can just like put loaded? Look at Fred. What's the owner of? Is it
Fred
Fred?
Durst.
The owner of FedEx. He could give.
Not Fred Durst.
No.
Oh.
I don't think Limp Bizkit's going to be making.
No,
it's all about the nookie.
Yeah, he could give. He could give, like, for FedEx, he could give a whole bunch of money to Memphis, and all of a sudden he's already doing it, but he could give millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Sure.
And I mean, you just think about all the big donors.
Like SMU's donors did, and now they're investigating on. Wait a minute, I don't think this really happened.
Oh, they don't have them.
Yeah, you haven't heard about that? Yeah, they're being investigated. That they lied about the amount of donations they got.
SMU?
Yes.
Not
y'all hadn't heard about
that?
No.
Yeah, they're being investigated that they lied about the amount of donations they got.
Wow. You think somebody would have learned,
Not only that, but the ACC, they have the worst. Let me just say this, and I don't care. I don't know him, but Jim Phillips is the worst college commissioner in the history of the sport of college sports. He was more worried about the ACCs where their office was located than to save the conference. I mean, I have nothing against Charlotte. Charlotte's a great city. Where our good friend Shell that joins us on here is from Charlotte. We have friends in Charlotte. But the reality is,
Bubba lives near Charlotte. He used to be a part of the show.
Yeah. But he's worried about Greensboro not being big enough. Oh, we can't fly in there. We always have to fly to Charlotte. Well, guess what? You may get to a point where you don't even have a job, dude. I mean, that's, and that's part of it. If they take
you know something else about Greg Sankey, his coffee sucks.
Oh wow. I was Sankey.
Yeah.
I was talking about Jim Phillips.
Oh, Jim. Who the hell's Craig Sankey?
He's the FCC commissioner.
Wow, he's pretty good. But he does make bad coffee.
Oh my God. Oh man. Wow. Anyway.
Jim Phillips, the ACC commissioner. Phillips, yeah.
Yeah. He is a Big Ten dude. And he's, anyway, I just it doesn't matter. We're in the AAC, so we're fine. And I'm just interested.
Sure we are.
How about do you see any leagues like we talked about this before, Kyle, like Conference USA and Sunbelt combining and merging?
No, not at this point. No, there's no need to.
AAC
the only
that would be cool.
No, for what reason? I mean,
I don't know if the value.
If I'm
just saying, like media deal.
Let's say in this pretend world that the Big 12 poaches 6 schools from the ACC, and then the ACC takes Memphis and Tulane from the American, and probably, let's see, who would they probably take? Memphis, Tulane, Then with Cal and Stanford, I'm assuming they'd probably go out west, maybe Colorado State and San Diego State. So that's probably what the ACC would do at that point. So at that point, the American has lost 2 schools in this fictitious world. Then I could see at that point us bolting for the Sun Belt. But no, I don't see any leagues merging right now. No. Liberty, if you want to talk about conference realignment at the Group of 5 level, again, I think Liberty's going to continue to be a problem.
Take them.
They're going to keep winning Conference USA. Last year they got the New Year's 6 spot. They're going to be competing for the playoff spot this year in the new 12-team playoff for the Group of 5 spot. Again, if I'm the American, I'm looking hard at Liberty, and you wonder if the ACC, if they lose schools, would they give Liberty a look? I doubt it because
I don't think so.
Because of their religious,
Liberty has a lot of money, man. I would take them.
They do, but so many people are turned off by that Jerry Falwell and Jerry Falwell Jr. and the, it's not that they're a Baptist school; they're an evangelical Baptist school, and some of their extreme beliefs just don't roll with 2024 political correctness.
Yeah, that. I mean, for me, I see what you're saying, and I agree with that part. But man, they have. If you gave a dollar amount to enter the American, they could definitely do it.
Yeah, I think the American's foolish not to take them. I think the American, because of where we are right now in the landscape of college football and college athletics in general, I think we have nothing to lose by being associated with Liberty. I think at this point you're banging your head against the wall by not taking them because you're going to be there. If they're getting the damn playoff spot every year, and think about the money that's going to give Conference USA. So I mean, Conference USA actually. Look, Conference USA really fell in a sewer and came out smelling like roses with some of the additions they made. At least in year one, Jacksonville State was a huge success year one.
Yeah, you have Liberty, Jacksonville State.
New Mexico State came out 110 games last year out of nowhere.
I didn't. Who saw that one come?
Nobody.
Yeah, but that we'll see how that all plays out. How about? This is a big one for you guys right now. Stevie has, I don't know how many guys on the football team, but they're waiting for it. Kyle is in front of them. On next Friday at GameStop, they're going to release the NCAA football game.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to GameStop to buy it. Everybody just downloads it.
I was going to say, I was like, I don't even think they do that much anymore, do they? As far as a physical copy?
No, not.
That's a shame, too.
It used to be great. I used to go to the midnight release.
Yeah.
When the college football game would come out, I'd go to the midnight release and get it. And I can remember staying up late. I can remember calling in sick for work. Ooh, I hope my employee's not watching, or my employer. But I remember calling in sick over the years. Of course, I mean the last one that came out was 2014, so I think I'm safe.
Yeah,
but they know if after Friday you call in sick, then you're not really sick.
I'm out for 6 weeks, brother.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's right.
He can play as many video games as he wants.
Exactly.
Got it covered, don't you?
I meticulously just scheduled this hernia repair surgery for
so I could be off when
NCAA football. Yeah, no. But I am looking forward to playing. What I'm not looking forward to is I don't know if I'll mess with Dynasty mode. If I'll just play online against other people, because it sounds like Dynasty mode is going to be unbelievably complicated. You're going to have to deal with NIL. You're going to have to basically text message back and forth with recruits during the season in the game. You're going to have to make sure they hold their verbal commitment. You're going to have both signing days in the game. You're going to have to get NIL offers together. So I don't think I want to deal with all that in Dynasty mode.
You're going to tell people how to buy in the game now.
No, I just get it and do what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get online and play people.
So it sounds like the old rotisserie stat baseball before fantasy. It was the early days of fantasy baseball. That was really hard. Now,
yeah, I mean, the recruiting stuff, you had to do that before if you played Dynasty mode on the old game, but it wasn't too complicated. It was somewhat enjoyable, but that sounds like a nightmare to me. And so, like I said, I'm gonna download it, and I'm just gonna play people online, and that'll be that. Who do y'all play with? Like, Dynasty mode, I always play with East Carolina, but when you're playing against other people, very seldom will people play equally ranked schools. Like if you choose East Carolina, somebody won't immediately choose Marshall. They'll freaking choose LSU. So in the past, who have you guys played with when you play online? For me, when I was playing NCAA 14 online, I would play a lot with LSU. I would play with Ohio State some. I remember I went through a phase where I played with Florida quite a bit. But Dynasty mode, obviously, I always play East Carolina. What I would love to do is find people that would actually, choose other group of 5 schools so the matchups are equal.
Well, being as I didn't have the high-speed internet like you did back in 2014, I didn't play anybody online. So I'm out of that conversation, bud.
Lasker.
Yes.
Hey, do you guys have high-speed internet there in Lasker?
Oh, we got it now, or I wouldn't be sitting here with you right now.
I was wondering, yeah. You're doing good in there. Yeah,
Dave,
you've done
that
a good
was
job as commissioner.
pretty. Stevie, you should have said no.
No, I'm just I've got a just giant antenna on my back up here. What was that guy on Saturday Night Live who used to do that? Al Franken used to have the satellite on the back of his head, go out. Yeah. No, we've got it now. We actually got 5 here. So
all right, cool.
So far, so good.
Wanted to ask you guys about speaking old school. What are your favorite classic sports video games from the past?
Ooh, well,
doesn't matter what sport.
You gotta say Tecmo Bowl is in there.
Yeah,
I mean that started all. Doesn't matter which sport.
Yeah, any sport, but definitely Tecmo Bowl has got to be up there for football.
Tecmo Bowl's got to be a Punch Out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you want to consider that a sports game,
oh my
boxing.
How was it? It's a boxing game.
What about
but it's arcade style boxing. We're all right. That's my favorite sports game of all time. Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah, I love it.
RC Pro-Am. RC Pro-Am. We're just going to do anything that's remotely.
I'm going to go back. I was going to go back to like Rad Racer. Kyle.
Rad Racer. It's a sports game. It's racing. All right.
What about
Bill Elliott?
Bill Elliott's NASCAR Challenge. Oh my God, that game's horrible.
How about that? Okay? Let me ask you this: what is the worst? I'll ask you guys the worst sports game that you've ever played.
Basketball on the Atari 2600.
Oh my God! You remember that?
Every time I see basketball on the Atari 2600, I think of the Airplane movie.
And then real sports. How about that? Real sports, football, baseball. I had them all.
Yeah, I mean they weren't horrible.
Back in that time, the Real Sports series was
actually good.
Oh my gosh!
Real Sports Volleyball. Actually, if you guys check out Real Sports Volleyball on the Atari 2600, it actually is good.
The Real Sports Football in the 5200. I remember we got it for Christmas one year, and my dad had figured out some way that every time I threw the ball, he intercepted it, and I could not figure out what he was doing because every time. And he was the only one that would do it to me. But at that time that Real Sports Football was great.
I liked it a lot.
I was a big fan of the RBI series on the NES. RBI 1, RBI 2, RBI 3.
What about Baseball Stars? You ever play that? Baseball Stars, where you could.
What did the cover
that
look
was
like?
Really the first baseball game out there where you could build your players up, and each game, you could name your own players, name your team.
Was that on the NES?
Yeah, and they put you in a league. You play in a league, and you would get like it would build you up. You could build the players up as you go, which we found a way to cheat on it, and build the players up. And then what was Bases Loaded?
Oh yeah,
that was a ton of baseball games on the NES. So Justin Butts is NCAA baseball. NCAA baseball was released. They made that for 2 years. EA did, and I had it both years. It was all right. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
So bring it back, baby. Bring it back.
Yeah, you know what? They may. The market would be much bigger now for a college baseball game.
Yeah, I would definitely play it.
What about Madden? Madden has got to me where it's just the same old every year. I mean,
it is. I enjoy it, but I have no interest in it this year because the college football game's coming out. But it's still fun.
He just wants. He said I'm gonna get him Madden, but he won't. Obviously, he's more interested in the NCAA football game because I've talked about it and how cool it used to be, and he told me last week that that's what he wants. So
Well, the college football game comes out first, so just see if he
yeah,
likes that, and if he likes it, don't worry about getting Madden.
yeah. I mean, we have Madden from from the last probably 10 years. We collect like all the Maddens, but yeah, I mean, it's like that. NBA 2K, he's big
Oh,
on.
NBA Jam. You talking about great sports games of all time? NBA Jam.
Oh yeah.
Holy, I mean, you talk about one of the best sports games ever made. Boom, shakalaka.
So Bleacher Report has like the top 50. I'm not going to go through all 50. I'm just glancing through. You know what? One of them is up here, Kyle. Excite Bike.
Oh yeah.
Again, I don't know if I would consider that a sports game, but
yeah.
Excite Bike was
Yeah.
Excite Bike was very innovative because you could create your own track.
Yeah. Big Buck Hunter Pro.
Again,
I've never played that.
Wii Sports.
Yeah, that was good.
Let's see. NHL. We got some of the NHL games up here.
NHL 94 is a classic.
Oh, yeah. That was the best. I wasn't even a hockey fan, and I played the heck out of NHL 94.
Same.
EA Sports MMA.
Never played. Give me the top 10, Stevie.
Okay. Hold on. I'm getting there. How about Joe Montana's Talking Football?
Joe Montana, Real Talk Football for the Sega Genesis. I had that.
It's wide open.
Yeah, you know what, Stevie? To this day, Stevie, when it's raining hard, I go, the rain is coming down harder.
All right, number 10 is the Backyard Sports Series. I don't know if you know what that is, Kyle.
The Backdoor Sports Series?
Backyard, not backyard.
Oh, no, I don't know. I'm not familiar.
That's like a kind of kiddie game.
What about the do you guys remember
okay, go ahead.
Do you guys remember from Sega Genesis, Buster Douglas after he beat Tyson?
Oh, yeah, but boxing, yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah.
I had that.
Yeah.
All right, number 9 was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Yeah.
A great game. I guess you would have to consider that a sports game. Yeah, it's a great game.
Extreme sport, yeah.
Then number 8 was MVP Baseball 2005. I don't know if I've ever heard of that one.
Yeah, I have, but I don't know that I would consider it one of the greatest of all time. What else?
Number 7 is Madden 2006.
Okay.
Number 6 is 3-on-3 NHL Arcade.
Okay.
Number 5, Snowboard Supercross 3.
My favorite snowboarding game is 1080 snowboarding for the Nintendo 64.
I remember that one. Yeah, I remember that one. Number 4 was Tecmo Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the first one that had the entire rosters and stuff like that. It wasn't just certain players. 3 is NBA 2K11.
Okay.
Number 2 was Punch Out.
All right.
What's number 1?
Number 1 is FIFA 10.
Oh, FIFA.
FIFA. I don't keep up with it. I've never played soccer.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with that top 10. I do agree with number 2 though. To me, you got to have NBA Jam in a top 10 if you're gonna put a Tony Hawk. If you're gonna include Tony Hawk Pro Skater and Punch Out, then you got to include NBA Jam in the top 10.
NBA Jam was number 12.
Okay, it should have been in the top 10.
Yep.
NHL 94 was 16th.
Did you guys ever like the old Blitz games?
Oh, I forgot about.
Yeah, they were okay. I didn't mind them.
They were fun.
They had a WWF game in the top 20. Number 19, it was WWF No Mercy.
Oh, do you guys remember that?
No Mercy on the 64?
Yeah.
The Nintendo.
That's a good one.
What about that Nintendo wrestling game? That was really
wrestling with.
I love that.
The Great Puma. You had to fight the Great Puma at the end.
That was a great game.
Best wrestling game on the original NES was actually one that people don't talk about a lot. Tecmo Wrestling.
I remember that one. Yeah,
really good game.
I like pro wrestling better though.
Then Tecmo. Play them both now. See which one you like better.
The suplex you could do it, man.
What was the green guy, the one that would bite you, and then they instead of having blood, they would put like a green thing up there because they wouldn't show blood. Gosh, what was his name?
The Green Goblin.
No, hush. Was it William Dafoe? I'm gonna find out.
I have no idea.
All right, guys. You guys are we're from the 80s. We're 80s kids. So I want to ask you guys going to the mall because I was thinking about
You guys are older than me, so
Oh yeah.
But you were the latter part of the 80s, so in 90s.
I was born in 80, so my first really
Yeah.
vivid memories are 85, 86.
Okay. So you're a kid in the 1980s. What was the first store at the mall that you wanted to go to? Would it be a record shop? So like a record bar? Would it be KB Toys? Would it be
K Toys, which became KB Toys?
Yeah.
Yeah, by far.
A toy
Yeah.
store? Is it an arcade? They had like Hickory Farms, Radio Shack. It was this thing on.
That's the first place I was going. Hickory Farms.
No, there's no way.
Mama, I need a cheese log.
Mom, give me a quarter. I'm going to Hickory Farms.
No, it was by far. It was K&K, which became KB Toys, was my favorite to go to in the mall. Look at the toys. Look at the wrestling figures. As a kid, I called them wrestling men, but look at the wrestling figures. And Atari games were always really big at KB. So that would be my number one to go to as a kid, to go into the mall.
I'm going to the arcade. Number one. Arcade.
I had two I was going to at the Running Rapids Mall. It was either the arcade, which they called the Gold Mine, and then I should have had stock in the record store, the music store, Camelot Music.
Oh, Camelot, yeah.
Yeah, that was in the 90s. Camelot Music in Goldsboro at Berkeley Mall, when my mom first moved to the Kinston LaGrange area. I used to go to Camelot Music constantly.
I remember the commercial for Berkeley Mall. They had a
really,
yeah. The guy was singing. I can't remember. Berkeley Mall.
It's still there. It's still there.
It's still holding.
The Running Rapids Mall is still there, but there's nothing in it.
Oh, well, the Berkeley Mall is actually still active. It's pretty for a small town mall. It's got a lot of stores in it still.
Justin Butt says, "Oh yes, I remember that place."
Berkeley Mall.
Justin's talking about Camelot Music, I'm assuming, at Berkeley Mall.
I love Camelot Music.
Oh yeah, I did too.
And they had when I was growing up in Durham, they would have Record Bar was my favorite. That's more of a regional chain, but then you had Camelot Music and some of those other ones.
Kinston had the Sound Shop, which was kind of a crappy record store, honestly. But my favorite memories of the Sound Shop is going in there once I started going to concerts, and it was a Ticketmaster outlet, and going there and buying tickets for concerts.
You remember lining up for that?
I never did the lining up. I would just kind of go in, after the shows went on sale. But
Chick-fil-A,
yeah.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A. You know what? As a kid, that was a place I used to love to go in the mall. My little fat ass self.
Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, Chick-fil-A.
What is the Chick-fil-A? What I mean, what?
Well, goddamn! I think they're called. I think they're actually called scabies. But
and Andy's. Remember before Andy's, it was Monksters. Do you remember that?
Andy's, yeah, as a teenager, the mall in Kinston. Well, the mall in Kinston as a teenager. I tell you, if you want to go all right, this is we're going to fast forward from the 80s. Jessica and I are like the last generation to all right, so when we were dating, it was 2000. Yeah. And we were the last, she was a senior in high school, I was done with high school. And we're the last generation. She'd get out of school, come pick me up. We'd go hang out at the mall, eat at this little place called Stacy's, go to the arcade. So we were like the last group that did that, I think. I could be wrong. I guess there could be a generation after us that did that. But in my head, we're like the last generation that did that.
Now they have guns, the ones that hang up. But anyway, that's why malls are between the crime and the high prices of rent. The rent is outrageous. I mean, back in the day we were growing up, everybody went to the mall. People don't go to the mall now.
Actually, Berkeley Mall in Goldsboro has recently got a Burlington coat factory. They got a Five Below.
Wow.
They so it's
whoever's managing that mall
doing well. Yeah,
doing a good job, because man, you go to some places, it's really sad. Both the malls I grew up with in Durham are gone. So
well, Vernon Park Mall in Kinston is still open. You know what's in there?
What?
A Belk. That's what's in the whole damn mall. A Belk.
Oh my God! So they have one anchor store and that's it.
That's it. There's nothing else in the whole mall.
Wow. Yeah, I was trying to find the Berkeley Mall commercial with that song on YouTube, and the first thing that come up: shooting at Goldsboro Mall under investigation.
Yeah, that
Oh,
that happened. We were my friend and a friend and I were out for lunch when that happened, and waitress came up to us and Logan's. There was just a shooting at the mall, and we were like, "What? No way!" So we, of course, left and headed to the mall, and yeah, there was cops everywhere.
Yeah,
Ran right to the shooting, didn't you?
Yeah, well, we left soon thereafter.
all right.
Once we found out it was legit.
Let's get back to football. With the proximity of a lot of these games, and then there's some games on the bucket list, like going to Army. How many away games are you going to this year, Kyle?
Hopefully we'll make the Army game as planned, and that'll probably be the only one.
So you have this year you have ODU, you have Liberty, you have the Charlotte game, and you also have Army. I'm going to go to ODU, Liberty, and Army. I think I'm going to go to 3. I don't see myself. I think the Charlotte game is going to be a really hard ticket to get.
I think the Charlotte game would be fun as long as we win it, just to talk all kinds of trash to their bozo fans or their bozo fan.
Wow. I'm going to give I'm going to buy a T-shirt to Biff, and I'm going to throw it at him.
I'm just going to throw him some sleeves and some thread and say, "Send me some bitches on."
I mean, dude, you're like, oh my God. Let's see. Robert's saying, I believe Navy is now running a version of a wing tee with a good bit of passing.
Yeah, they are, but Army is going back to more traditional triple option, which they did about midway through the season. So they abandoned that early last year. Then midway through the season, kind of went back to it. Ended up going 6-6, and they're going exclusively back to it this year. They think they can be more successful with that, even with the cut blocking rules.
Wow. So how many people are going to be interesting to hear about how many people are going to the Army game? Because I think that's going to be a beautiful October. Like, I think it's is it a noon game? I think it may be a noon game.
I believe it's a noon game.
Yeah, it's a noon game.
You got the mountains of New York there, West Point on the Hudson River, Hudson River Valley, not far from New York City. In fact, according to Semenza, you can take a ferry from Manhattan.
It's 1 hour
to West Point. So you can stay in the city and take a ferry over to West Point and go to the game. Yes, seems like it would be a great trip. If I really have no interest in New York City, but I do want to see. I love the mountains in the fall, and I've always wanted to see the campus at West Point. So hopefully finances will work out, and we'll be able to keep those plans and make that trip.
And Stevie, you can join us. You're from Lasker. You're going to New York City.
Yeah, I can see that happening. My daughter just went there November, and she's like, I'd love to go back. So I've never been.
Robert says family is an hour north, so I'm thinking about going. I actually played in their community college versus their JV.
The
Army?
West Point. I mean,
wow.
Army probably doesn't have. Army has a community college in this town of West Point.
No, he was playing community college versus their JV team.
Oh, I see what he's saying. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're actually going to play this year in DC. Well, at FedEx Field in Landover. So
the Army Navy game.
Yeah. Yep, I'm looking to that. And then, guys, I know Kyle, we were talking ahead of time. How about early bowl predictions? I will look at the as far as I'm talking about for us, for East Carolina. I think they're going to go. Question is, which bowl will they go to? Depends on, obviously, the number of wins. I'm looking at the tie-ins. And Kyle, I know you have one off. You're just going to.
I'm just throwing out Boca Raton. I don't know. I don't know what order. I don't even know if we have the Boca Bowl this year. Dave just went dark. My preference would be DC or Myrtle Beach, so it would be or Annapolis rather, or Myrtle Beach, so it would be a close trip. But Boca's going to be my unofficial prediction.
I'm back. So you're going with Boca. What about you, Stevie?
Sure.
I'd say I'm like Kyle. I'd like to see somewhere close by, maybe Myrtle Beach. I said let's go Myrtle Beach.
Oh, the military bowl is a makeup, so It's going to depend a lot on how many wins we have.
Yeah.
All right, here's what we have. You ready?
Yeah, and I'll tell you if it's accurate or not, because sometimes these lists are not accurate.
Yeah, I don't think this. Okay. Is it saying the?
A lot of times we have a lot of shared bowl tie-ins, Dave.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going to say that list may not be accurate or get confusing. Get confusing. Get confusing. a lot of the a lot of the ESPN owned bowls have multiple tie-ins, and they kind of pick and choose where they want to put teams.
Yeah, because they've got it up here. We talked about Myrtle Beach, the Gasparilla Bowl. This is just the Cure Bowl.
Gasparilla Bowl is that's what used to be the Beef O'Brady's Bowl.
Oh yeah, that's right, because it's in Tampa. The Cure Bowl.
That's in Orlando. That's not bad.
Carriers, New Orleans, RNL Carriers. We played in that in the Superdome.
Yep, New Orleans Bowl.
Boca.
The
Celebration Bowl is HBCU. That's not us.
No, it's definitely not.
That's this is the whole bowl season, so I'm looking through here. But yeah, that would be and then of course the Fenway
the
Bowl.
Military Bowl.
Military
Fenway Park Bowl, and then Boston. Yeah.
And then as far as the New Year's, I guess it's different now with the let's see, quarterfinals, Fiesta, Peach, and
the opening rounds are going to be played on campus. So it'll be your first 4 teams are going to get buys, I believe. So you can guarantee the group of 5 representative will be the 12 seed. So it'll be a 12-4 matchup for whoever that is.
You mean 12-5? You mean right?
Correct. Yes, correct.
Yeah. So that would be. So the number 5 team will host 12, 6, 11. Okay, I see what you're saying.
247 Sports has us projected to play in the Myrtle Beach Bowl against Troy.
Okay.
All right.
That's way too early, but yeah, that's
okay. That's what makes it. That's what makes it fun, because there's going to be some dude, 1 out of 1 billion, that will have it right. You know, if you throw out paint against the wall, it does stick. So
sometimes it will stick.
Yep. So that'll be a lot of fun to see. I tell you, I'm with the schedule coming up. I know we've talked a lot about it, but Stevie, we had this is the first time we've had you on preseason. How many wins for the Pirates this year? Out of 12 games, we obviously know we feel like we're going bowling. How many wins are you going? Do you see a winning season?
Phil Steele has us as the most improved team in the country.
Yeah,
Stevie.
Phil Steele. Yeah, I did see that. I say we get at least 7, maybe 8.
Okay, 7 or 8 regular season. All right,
yeah.
That's about where I am too.
I think we're going to lose 2 non-conference and 2 conference games.
You're going 8-4.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm leaning. That's where I am right now, because I think the UTSA game, that one's going to be one that I think they're really good, and they'll probably be one more that.
The problem is, if you're talking 2 non-conference games at UTSA, you're talking about losing 3 games in a row potentially. App, Liberty, UTSA.
Well,
so we better come out like a house of fire against Charlotte after that one. If we drop 3 in a row, which is possible. I mean, I could see us start off 2-0, drop those next 3, and then get on a hot streak. I'm hoping not. I really want to beat App State.
I do too.
And here's the fun question, and for everybody watching also, if you have to choose, would you rather beat App State or Charlotte? And I'm gonna answer my answer. I would rather beat App State, but I would rather not lose to Charlotte.
Yeah.
So I would have to go Charlotte because I can't stand losing to them.
Man, that is really, oh my God, that is.
I'll agree with you on that, Kyle.
Yeah, that App State is very respectable.
Exactly.
But that would be 3 straight we've lost to them.
But would you rather lose 4 straight to them or 2 straight to Charlotte?
Oh God, I know. I'm going to have to go with a Charlotte too. I think that's really. But that App State game. Man, I want that one.
We need it. It would create a lot of excitement. You would have an excited fan base leaving Dowdy Ficklen Stadium on a Saturday night in September. Well, potentially. And we could lose to ODU and turn around and beat App State the next week. Yeah, ODU beat App last year.
Oh, I know that. I feel very confident about that part of the schedule. But then, like you said, when you get to Liberty and UTSA, those two games, I'm not as confident on those two games for sure. Those are ones that are potential L's, and there's a lot of games on here, and the scheduling gods set us up nicely because we're not playing Tulane, right? And
No
we
Tulane,
don't
no Memphis.
So that's another reason. It's all about luck, and I think the only, like I said about baseball, injuries is going to play a big factor. But you look
South
at
Florida. South Florida's going to be pretty good this year too.
Florida, yeah.
So from that aspect, the conference schedule, I don't like getting UTSA as our first conference game, and I don't like Navy as our last conference game. But overall, the conference schedule is
much better.
We lucked out with the conference schedule overall.
That's another reason why, I really like our chances of. I think we're going to be a bowl team. It's a question. I've said that a few times. How many wins? But hey, after 2-10, 6-6, 7-5, 8-4. Looks really good.
Oh, 8-4 is a great season, but look,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sorry. I know people like to pretend like we pull off 10, 11, 12 win seasons all the time, but it just ain't true.
No.
8 win seasons at East Carolina are good
Normal.
seasons. It's not normal. No, it's a good season.
No, I'm just saying Pirate
I wish
football,
it was normal.
No, I'm talking about Pirate football where we, as far as our expectations.
Yeah, it's pretty much
8,
our
9.
standard. When we have a good season, it's an 8-4 type season. Typically, maybe 9-3.
Yeah.
We won 11 games and 10 games twice. Obviously the Peach Bowl year, and then 2013 under Coach Ruff, who we fired 2 years later.
Crazy. JR says if the Pirates were to play Troy, that being the Myrtle Beach Bowl, Gerald Green would be happy. Gerald Green's a player that transferred from Troy, right? Is that who he's talking about?
I don't know.
Help me out, JR. I think that he's.
I don't get that reference. Maybe. Sure.
I think that's who he's talking about. I think there's a kid. Is it a wide receiver? Off the top of my head,
running back.
Running back.
Yeah. Okay. He. Let's see. I don't know. It says previous school Georgia Southern.
Yeah, he was at Georgia Southern. I thought he transferred out. Oh, is he at Troy now? Is that what he
might be at Troy?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, he left for
He left the Pirates for Troy. Okay, that's what JR just put it there. Thank you, JR. I appreciate you. That would be. I'll take that matchup. I think that will be a good matchup in Myrtle Beach. Man, you want to talk about a hard ticket? You better go ahead and save your money now and get ready to buy tickets. If we go to the Myrtle Beach Bowl with our crowd, with Pirate Nation, Myrtle Beach will never be the same. It'll be as bad as Pike Week.
I think it depends on what our record is. If we go to the Myrtle Beach Bowl at 6-6, I don't know, but
5.
Yeah, I don't know.
So if we're 8 or 9 wins, and if you win 10, that's
I mean, it's possible that you're 8-4 and still get the Myrtle Beach Bowl for whatever reason, but it's not likely.
Yeah, that's more of a 6-6 kind of team, like the Cure Bowl.
7-4, 7-5.
Yeah,
I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it at 8-4 just from a proximity standpoint to be able to go.
What does that stadium hold? 20,000?
It's something like that. 22, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
I'd have to check.
Man, we've got 22,000 people that would go to, not really, but maybe 10,000 Pirates, maybe 12,000 in that range would travel, especially if it's a Myrtle Beach. That's one, the proximity, and Myrtle Beach is a really cool town. So there's a lot to do there.
I think it would depend on the matchup. I say, if it was an 8-4 East Carolina and we didn't play App in the regular season and it was an 8-4 App, I think, that would be a sellout.
Yeah.
So.
Stevie, what's your favorite place? Do you like Myrtle Beach, and where would you go?
When I went to Myrtle Beach, that's been years. I hadn't been in a while. I'll tell you how long ago it's been. And people know I'm a big Kiss fan. The Kiss Coffee House was still there at Myrtle Beach.
Oh, the Kiss Coffee Shop at Broadway at the beach.
Yeah, that's been gone. That's been gone for a while now. So, yeah.
And they had that rock and roll theme park.
Stevie's favorite place in Myrtle Beach is the Gay Dolphin.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
PG-13, buddy.
Help me out, folks.
Well, have you ever been to the Gay Dolphin?
No.
Are you serious?
Dave,
the Gay Dolphin?
Never have.
Are you both are being serious?
Are you serious?
Okay, look up what the Gay Dolphin is. It ain't what you think.
It's an amusement park, I believe.
No, it is it's like a 3-story gift shop. You can barely move in there without breaking something. It is ridiculously
Gay
nice.
Dolphin Gift Cove.
Yes,
I
it's
see
a
it now.
it's a huge gift shop. Yeah.
Yeah, it's big.
Oh my goodness, that would be
The Gay Dolphin. It's big.
The Blue Oyster.
I can cut that one out.
We're
for a
live.
promo for sure.
Yeah, clip that one.
Well, you guys, what else is going on? You have for tonight. We're at an hour long, and
Well, we were talking Myrtle Beach. Favorite places in Myrtle Beach. Since we're just BSing here and it is summer, there's a restaurant I love in Myrtle Beach. I cannot think of the name of it. Somebody in the comments help me out. Y'all know it. Maybe one of y'all will know it. It is a steak and pasta restaurant. They have you can get their pasta buffet. It sucks. What you should do is order off the menu. They have huge steaks. If you order like a 12-ounce ribeye, they give you like a 16-ounce ribeye. But I cannot think of the name of it to save my life. But it's been there since the 80s. Somebody watching knows exactly what I'm talking about. I like that place a lot.
I don't.
Angelo's.
Thank you. It took you what? How did you Google that? Did you Google Angelo's steak?
I just put steak and pasta restaurant Myrtle Beach.
Yep, that's it. Angelo. I think it's called like Angelo's Steak in Italian or something like that. Yeah, it's
It says Angelo's Steak and Pasta Restaurant.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, it's really good.
Have to check it out since we're going to the Myrtle Beach Bowl. You heard it here first.
Family Kingdom is another place I love.
Them right now.
What's that? Yeah, we could call
Family Kingdom Amusement Park in Myrtle Beach is another place I love on Ocean Boulevard.
That's the one you were telling me about.
Yeah, well, it's been there forever. The pavilion, unfortunately, is long since gone. But at the other end of Ocean Boulevard is Family Kingdom. Got a couple of roller coasters, a really good log flume. Nice, it's a nice oceanfront amusement park. It has about 40 rides. I love that. Yeah, it's great. It's an old school environment. I love going there.
Dude, this has got you get the early bird buffet, Kyle, for $15.95.
Nah, their buffet's trash. Their buffet's trash. Order off the menu. Get you a nice ribeye and a side of fettuccine parmesan.
I am a member of card carrying member of AARP now. So
nice.
Oh, I've been getting the freaking AARP stuff in the mail.
I want to save money, man. $12 a year, and I can save money on travel, different things. I don't care. If people think I'm not retired, so not yet anyway. So I'll take it.
Is that your grandbaby, Dave?
I do have a question for you, summer question for you guys.
That was for Bubba if he's watching.
I missed it. What's your what concert, your favorite concert you're going to this year for this summer? There's a lot.
Well, you know what? I've been to a few already. Cody Jinks in Wilmington was good. I didn't have great seats for him in Raleigh. So it was what it was. Clint Black actually both concerts. Clint Black at the Roanoke Rapids Theater back in the winter was good. Yeah. Upcoming concerts, I have tickets for Turnpike Troubadours in September, and I have tickets for the Steel Woods in Dunn, North Carolina in November. So thankfully we are not playing that Saturday. So those are my upcoming concerts.
Right?
What is the one you were talking about going in Roanoke Rapids on a game day?
That was Steel Woods, but they're doing the show. They're doing the show in Dunn in November, so I don't have to worry about that now.
I got you. Well, the one I was looking forward to going to got rescheduled, and unfortunately,
well, you got Sarah Evans tickets.
Yeah, I got Sarah Evans tickets, so I'm looking forward to it. Me and my daughter going to see Sarah Evans in Roanoke Rapids.
Met her.
Was never the same, was she, Dave?
No, she wasn't.
That's why our marriage split up, I bet.
It may be. No, I'm looking forward to you'll love this one, Stevie. I'm going on Saturday. Check out the Totally Tubular Festival.
Oh God, what a weird lineup.
What was that?
That's it, Red Hat.
I'm going on Saturday. Meet and greets behind the stage. Going to meet the bands. Modern English. Hey, how about Men Without Hats? I'm gonna get a big.
Oh my gosh, Men Without Hats. You
safety dance. I mean, you're a Pirate fan. Baseball, fifth inning, the safety dance. So yeah, that's gonna be a lot of for you. If you're '80s kid, MTV, that whole generation. It's a lot of fun.
So is this in Raleigh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bow
right
Wow
at
Wow.
downtown Raleigh.
Okay.
Yeah.
See that 80s new wave, it was okay, but it wasn't.
Oh, you didn't get into that? How about Hey
some
Stevie?
of it? Some of it I got into.
Friday night. Next Friday night in Charlotte, I want to go to that Sammy Hagar tour. That Sammy
The
Hagar.
Van Halen one.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be so good.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Jason Bonham on drums. Joe Satriani is like
Michael Anthony.
Michael
on
Anthony.
bass.
Yeah, that is going to be a really good show. But I won't be able to go. And
I wonder how much tickets are for that.
not too bad. And Doobie Brothers, another good. There's a lot of good rock shows, like classic rock.
Troubadours in Wilmington in September is one that I don't know if I mentioned that with my concerts, but always wanted to see those guys. Fantastic musicianship with the Troubadours. Really looking forward to that one.
Everybody said the 38 Special show at Raw Rapids was really good.
I've
seen them before. They're good.
And I think the Little River Band's coming soon.
They are.
Oh man, I love Little River Band.
Hey, Dave, you like the 80s stuff? Rick Springfield's coming to Raw Rapids.
Really?
Yeah, he is. And Gary Allen's also going to. I thought about getting Gary Allen tickets, actually.
Gary Allen is very underrated.
Aaron Lewis is coming to Raw Rapids
He
in
is
December.
good.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
But there's that place in Littleton now that it used to be the Lakeland Cultural Arts and Event Center, but it's now they call it the Acorn Center. They're going to have some kind of big names coming in there. I mean, for that
Stevie
place,
Flythe.
it's not a big venue, but yeah, Stevie Flythe's going to come in there.
Yeah.
But
You got your
yeah,
new
the
book
Kiss
coming out.
tribute show was going to be there, but and I had tickets, and that got changed for some reason, and that's the night of one of our football games. So I don't think I can tell the team, "Hey guys, look, I can't be with Coach Shaw tonight because
forfeit the
Kiss tribute
game."
band's playing." So sorry guys.
Oh my gosh, you can say
Sorry, kids. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day.
Yep.
Yeah, that I saw them twice. Love Kiss, and but you told me that last one you saw pay-per-view was god awful. The last show. I'm sorry I brought it up.
Nothing. I mean, it was supposed to be. I mean, you're going out after what 50 years. Last show, nothing special about it at all. Saying it was just another show.
So you would think that if it were me, I'll tell you exactly what I would do. If I had going back, they had it at Madison Square Garden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bring out Billy Joel. You have how about with Garth Brooks? Remember the '90s? He did that version, Hard Luck Woman. Get like all these like older stars, like some kind of ties. You got some rock bands that could come out there. There's all kinds of cool stuff. Because that's what I thought when I heard you're the one that told me about the pay-per-view, and then when I heard about that pay-per-view, I'm thinking like, Gene Simmons is like, I couldn't believe it. They didn't do anything. I thought for sure it'd be like all the star-studded bands and artists and new artists and older artists, and that's what I thought was going to happen. But
didn't even acknowledge any of the past members, but they announced after the show that they will live on in avatars. Yeah, so great.
Anyway, sorry, I
go see a
brought
Kiss Avatar show.
You can stay home and watch DVDs that were way better
Exactly. I would spend my money on watching old stuff.
than that. So you have do you still collect LPs? Do you collect LPs?
I haven't got any in a while, but yeah, I've almost got the complete Kiss collection, but I'm missing a couple. There was one they put out that was a Walmart exclusive at the time, and to find the cheapest ones I've seen of one of those is like $250, $300.
Oh man,
yeah, I'm not doing that. So it's not even that great now. So, but yeah, I've got almost all of them. I've got all the makeup era ones.
Wow, that's their prime for sure. You got anything else, Kyle, tonight?
No, I just figured everybody wanted to hear you guys talk about Kiss. That's normally why they tune into the Sports Objective podcast.
Exactly. Well,
Kiss Objective podcast.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, they were a great band, and glad they're in the Hall of Fame. And I have about 800 or 900 albums. What I've been doing is I'll say this really quick. I've been like, if it's take a band like Kiss is another one I haven't done yet. I have a few of their albums, but what I'm doing is like I have a newer version of Destroyer. But what I'm doing is a lot of the ones that I've had for like 30 years, like a long time. If it's an album I really love, then I'm going back and buying it now, because the quality of those albums now they're putting out, they're $20-$30 a piece, but they are really quality, not the thin like when we were like cutouts. You remember that?
Yeah,
like, in the 80s they had
I still got some of my original ones.
Yeah, but I'm trying to go back and buy like that. So I've been doing that. Like the Doors, I bought pretty much all their albums, Dire Straits, things like that. So Kyle, do you have I know your collectibles are more let's see, you like Matchbox cars and the
I don't collect Matchbox at all, but
Diecast.
collect M2, Jada, Hot Wheels. But that's what I collect, and wrestling figures. But really, haven't been collecting a lot of stuff here lately. I had a huge purchase I made about a month ago that finally got brought to me today.
JR, I can hook you up. He says he'll be in Williamson 2 weeks to visit the Martin County Courthouse. Put a good word in for me, please.
Johnny, what are you visiting the Martin County Courthouse for?
Well, we can't talk about it on air, but I'm kidding. I think it was a speeding ticket, if my memory serves me right, JR. Not to air out that's nothing wrong with it. Yeah.
70 and a 55 near Oak City. Oh, Oak City, boy.
Yeah.
They'll get you there.
Yeah, because that's 13 right there, and that's easy that is like straight, flat road, man. That is easy to do, Johnny. Nothing wrong with that. And I'll get up with you, Johnny, about that, and we'll take care of that for you. I mean, I'm a commissioner, right? We got 2 commissioners and one soon to be commissioner, Kyle Barber from the great town of LaGrange. He's going to be a LaGrange commissioner.
I'm going to be the commissioner of not a damn thing. I'm going to be
the college football.
I'm going to be the commissioner of my own domain. How about that? It sounds like a Seinfeld line.
One of the greatest shows, the show about nothing. Maybe that people could say that about us. I hope not. But anyway, Stevie, I believe you and Kyle are coming back for season 2, right?
Yep.
Your show.
Kyle.
This is news to me. I
thought you knew that, Kyle.
No, I didn't know that. But
already been canceled.
Hey, Just Another Sports Podcast apparently is returning this fall. Stay tuned, everyone. We'll have exclusive content. We'll discuss Pirate football each and every week. We'll preview other games. Just Another Sports Podcast this fall, returning for season 2. Be there, be square.
Yeah, we wanted to save that for you on air. You got a real reaction from Kyle. See.
Hey, breaking news. Speaking of retro stuff, the guy that played the son on the TV show Alf, remember him? Yeah, he died.
Oh,
what happened to him? He died at 46. It says they found him in his car, dead.
Oh man!
And evidently, this is old news because it happened June 13th, and it's just coming out now.
Wow!
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. What was his name? Was it Elliot?
No, that's E.T., dude.
Oh yes, you're right.
Wrong.
I got my aliens confused.
Alf,
aliens mixed up.
Just over here laughing her ass off at that.
His name was Brian.
Brian, it was Brian. I can hear Alf go, Brian.
The Alf. What was funny about Alf? It was on NBC.
Alf, I'm not even going to make that joke. I was going to make a really good joke, but I'm not going to. I'll refrain.
Okay. All right, you can tell.
I'll just say, if you guys remember what Alf loved to eat.
I know where you were going.
Well, yeah. So thank you.
PG-13.
Yeah, I'm sweating. Yeah, Alf. They were talking about would never make it. It did make it 3 seasons. 3. It did make it.
That's
3
it.
seasons.
Only 3. Wow.
Did it do a TV movie too after?
They did, and I've heard it was horrible. I've never watched it.
To end it.
I've never watched it. Also, we were talking about people dying. Lead singer of the Oak Ridge Boys.
Joe Bonzo. Yeah.
Yeah, he passed away.
Very first concert I ever went to was the Oak Ridge Boys opening up for
Elvira,
Kenny Rogers and Dottie.
Yeah.
Alf was on for 4 seasons.
4 seasons. Okay.
Yeah, made it 4
Giddy
seasons.
up, Papa, bow, bow.
I'm sorry, Joe. We love you, man.
Oh, silver.
Away.
We packed
Tonight
karaoke.
I'm gonna.
Good
Meter.
Lord.
Talk
bonus-
about
Hungry House.
Cafe.
Bonus points if you can tell me what Al's real name was.
Oh shit. God Almighty.
Don't ask Alexa either.
I don't know it. Alfonso.
Oh shit. Malcolm, not Malcolm.
This ain't even the college show.
Malcolm Jamal
No
Warner.
CTV.
Damn it! What is his name? Gordon. Gordon.
You
Gordon
got it
Shimworth. Gordon.
Shimway.
Gordon Shimway. Yes. I see. I got it.
That's his real name?
Yep.
That was Al's name, yeah.
I did
And
not
he's
know.
from Marmac.
Yeah, I knew Marmac. Yeah.
And before you get up from that final snack, I want you to know I'll be right back. Ah.
Well, one of the most I'll tell you one 80s show I did not get, and we'll get out of here. I know we're a little over, but
I got one, but go ahead.
The one that I still to this day, I think about it, I have no idea what the show was about. Max Headroom.
Oh, I hated Max Headroom. It's a creepy
What
bitch.
what was that show? Somebody please help me.
I couldn't figure out how the guy was supposed to be trapped in the thing, and then he was
I don't
out.
understand.
I
That
was
show.
terrified of him as a kid. As a little kid, I used to find Max Headroom scary as crap.
I had a shirt. I had a Max Headroom shirt.
Oh my God.
As a kid.
I'll tell you a show that I thought was dumb as hell. I remember I never watched it in the 80s, but I watched it in the 90s in reruns, and I always thought the concept was so stupid. Charles in Charge. Because who's gonna hire? Like, you know what? I got a daughter that's like, I think when the show started, it's like 15, and another daughter just like 12. I think I'm gonna hire this college kid to take care of them. Yeah. That's a good idea. Let's hire a college boy to take care of our 2 young teenage daughters. That's going to work out real well in the real world.
Yeah, and if you know behind the scenes on that story, then
he was banging them.
Well, I guess
Well, at least it was what it should have been in real life. That's what would have happened in real life.
The oldest one says he did. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he did. That's what would have happened in real life.
Come on.
And look, back in the damn 80s, back in the 80s and 90s, every senior was banging a sophomore or a freshman.
Chachi was in love with Joni. He wasn't worried about them kids. He
The new boy in our neighborhood lives upstairs and it's under.
Did y'all ever watch Joni Loves Chachi when it spun off of Happy
I
Days?
did.
I've never seen an episode.
It was god awful.
It was awful, dude. You need to go on YouTube and try to watch it.
You ever watch Archie's Place?
I did.
I do remember watching that. That when he had the little kid too.
Yeah, Daniel.
Yeah, he had Stephanie. Stephanie was the little girl's name.
Girl.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
Archie's Place had a couple good episodes. The episode where Edith dies is as good as anything All in the Family ever did. It's excellent.
What about After MASH?
My God, horrible.
That was horrible too.
Never was a MASH fan.
That is a great show.
That
is
great.
They should.
Well, you know what? Because you guys are a little older than me, but like as a kid, when I'd hear
that meant go to bed.
It meant like turned its crap off.
Hey, do you know what the name of that song is?
Suicide is Painless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And CBS would not.
They play it in the movie.
Yeah, they played it in the movie, but not the TV show. That show is like.
What are you talking about? The name of what song?
The theme song from MASH is.
Well, they play it, but they play it every damn shot. What do you mean?
Yeah, but you don't hear the lyrics to the song.
Oh, the lyrics. Okay,
yeah,
so the lyrics go suicide
the actual
is
song
painless.
is called Suicide is Painless, and I think it said it brings on many changes.
Well,
I don't. Leaving or something. Yeah, they sing it in the movie.
Well,
Sally
lovely.
Kelly.
It's a lovely thought. Suicide is painless.
I know.
Yeah, well, I love that.
Have you ever watched that movie, Kyle?
No.
Classic.
Yeah, that's a good movie, but you'd understand what they were talking about. I think they play it when something happens. That guy's going to act like he's going to kill himself or something.
It's a good movie. Very good movie.
Not a big MASH fan.
Well, you're an Andy Griffith fan, right?
I am. I love Andy Griffith.
Do you like Cheers?
I do love Cheers.
Cheers is one of my all-time favorites since Seinfeld.
Well, what did you ask if I was an Andy Griffith fan for, Stevie?
I just wondering. I mean,
because he always talks about. He always talks about you.
What the hell's MASH and Andy Griffith got to do?
They were on about the same time.
What? What are you talking about?
No, they
Andy
weren't.
Griffith show was on in the 60s.
60 to 68.
Andy Griffith shows never went off.
Absolutely, and nor should it. It's one of the greatest shows ever made.
I watch it almost every night.
Favorite episode?
Like 72 to 83.
Favorite episode of Andy Griffith.
Yeah.
I'll tell you my least favorite episodes.
All right.
Anytime the Fun Girl's up there.
Hello, doll.
Honey.
Hello, doll.
How are you?
Bunny.
I cannot stand those two ladies.
What about the Darlings?
The Darlings are very cool.
Darlings.
Yeah.
My
I
favorite.
like the Darlings. You remember the first episode they were in?
Yeah, probably. What happens on it?
When they kept sneaking them in and out of
the hotel.
room.
Yes.
Yeah,
the hotel. And they were playing music, and then
Denver Powell.
Yeah, Denver Powell, Uncle Jesse.
You know, when they talk about shows,
I wanted to do, and away we go. Okay.
When it show like jumps the shark, like before they talk about Happy Days when Fonzie did that, and then the show went downhill.
Correct. I think I taught you what I taught somebody. There was a whole group of people that didn't know what jump the shark meant. I swear to God, it was okay. Maybe it was Matt and Bubba. I don't remember.
Yeah, I knew about that. I was actually a big fan of Happy Days, and I remember those last few years, even though I'm a huge fan of that show. Wow. Anyway, to me, Andy Griffith, when Barney left, and color episodes, dude.
Yeah, the color episodes, the Howard Sprague era, if you will. There's some weird episodes, like Aunt B opening a Chinese restaurant.
What about Mayberry RFD?
Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper. Are you serious?
No, I really.
The maid. Okay, so after Aunt B leaves after season 1 of Mayberry RFD, the new lady that comes in is named Alice Cooper, and that's where he took his name from that character.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one of my favorite Andy Griffith episodes. I saw it tonight, and I can't remember what he called the guy, but you remember when Barney was into the occult or the spiritual thing?
Yes.
When he comes back in after he finds the fingerprint set and he's shaking, he's like, I have an announcement to make, and I can't remember what they called the guy, the spirit or whatever. It's here. He's here. And
yeah, because he wishes for a new fingerprint set, and it just shows up, and all these coincidences happen. And
I hope he gets a B.
Yep.
Who's your favorite character of all time on there? I have one.
Reoccurring, like main characters or like special characters?
Special characters. I mean,
okay, so Andy and Barney doesn't count.
No. Those are all. I mean, those are like they're very good. But
Ernest T.
That Ernest T is my.
I gotta go. Malcolm Merriweather.
No, that's funny, pal.
What I want to know is how many different characters on that show did Sam the Butcher from the Brady Bunch?
My God!
You remember the episode where he wants to beat up Barney, and then they had the kung fu guy dress up in Barney's clothes and beat the crap out of him.
And
there was one where him and another guy were selling produce, and Barney, Andy made Barney out to be this badass.
Oh yeah.
That one, and then he was an escaped convict.
Yeah.
And then
I remember that.
There was another one. He was up there too, and I can't.
He
wouldn't sweep the sidewalk.
Yeah. Well, my favorite one. You don't remember the one where he wants to beat up Barney and
episode he was in.
Huh?
That was every episode he was in.
This is a specific one, and then they have
that
Barney.
May have been the one where he wouldn't sweep the sidewalk.
Where he's doing the martial arts, and they have some martial arts. Yes, that's probably my favorite with him.
He was in Gomer Pyle, and then he also was Sam the Butcher in the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
And there's another guy that played 2 or 3 roles. I mean, which Ernest P played a couple of different roles on there too.
James Best, Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Yeah.
Had played a couple episodes of Andy Griffith as what was his name? Guitar player, exactly. Jim Lindsay.
Yeah, I met him.
You met James Best?
Yeah, he was at the Mayberry Days in 2013.
Why the hell was James Best at Mayberry Days?
Because he was
on
in
Andy
Andy
Griffith.
Griffith.
Oh, it's Jim Lindsay. Okay. Oh, goddamn. Well, I was just immediately thinking Roscoe P. Coltrane, and I was thinking, why is Roscoe at Mayberry Days? I wouldn't think of Jim Lindsay. Look, hey, in my opinion, his character, James Best, is one of the most underrated actors of all time.
Amen to that.
His
That
portrayal
dude
of Ross, ain't nobody wrote, cut. I mean, that was all ad lib. I mean, it was all ad lib. That was all him. Nobody wrote that.
Johnny
Malcolm
says,
Merriweather.
didn't Ernest T want to fight Malcolm Merriweather for being an Englishster?
I think if not, they should have done it.
We know Ernest T was only in 3 episodes, as popular as he is.
Yeah, he wasn't in very many.
How do you do, Mrs. Wally? No coffee, much tea, thank you.
That sounded
he's like,
a lot like it right there.
Would you like this dance? I would like this dance.
Let me pick you up.
When Andy's trying to teach him how like manners.
Lord have mercy. Where
That's
is
one of my favorite.
Dave, that's pretty good.
That was good.
I love that. I love that show. That's one of my favorite shows. Andy Griffith, man, is like unbelievable.
I hope Bubba's not watching because he's like, what the heck is this sports objective coming to?
I don't know. Well, speaking of characters leaving the show, but anyway, hopefully we don't jump the shark. But anyway, and maybe some people think we have.
How do you do, Mrs. Wally?
You were trying to teach him how to dance.
Remember when he was asking about like the ocean? He was like, "What was the pond?" It was Old Man Kelsey's pond. Old Man Kelsey's pond. This is like the body. Old Man Kelsey's lake. Old Man Kelsey's pond.
And what was the episode where he was throwing? Remember, he came into town throwing rocks. You remember
every episode?
Every time he got mad at somebody, that's what he did. He threw rocks. The time they wouldn't give him his. They wouldn't put him in the military.
And the military,
yeah. Wow.
It's classic stuff.
Can you imagine what they would do to that guy now?
In the military?
Throwing rock. No, I'm talking about the cops. Throwing rock. He'd be throwing rocks at everybody. So you imagine what they would do to him now.
Tase him and beat him to death.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably actually what they would have done to him then too. You know, Andy Griffith was a little, not exactly accurate to life. I'm sure if you walked into downtown Mount Airy and started throwing rocks through business windows, they probably, wouldn't take kind to you back then. They probably would have beat you with a billy club.
You don't know what happened to Ernest T? No, we do not.
Well, we haven't seen him.
All right. Well, guys, any final thoughts? Stevie, by the way, you're the best. I want to tell you that. And
oh, wow.
Want to have you back. We definitely have to come back on. You got to be more like.
Where did that come from? You're the best.
No.
You're the best around. Nothing's ever gonna get you down.
Hey, Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai, that's right.
No, like seriously, I think this is like that. You've been on more than Ernest T. Bass, but you got to come back on more.
Oh, I'm on show. Look, whenever y'all want me to come on, let me know.
All right, we can do it. We can talk video games, wrestling.
We can talk a little bit of everything.
No doubt about it. All right, Kyle, do you have anything before we go, bro?
Nah, not a thing. Fresh out of ideas. Looking forward to the start of college football season as we approach closer and closer. Media days coming up. I would imagine, is SEC Media Days next week or this week or when the hell is it?
Big 12 is going on, and I think Big 12 and
I think Big 12 got the jump this year. Big 12 Media Days is going on right now.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to listen to some of that, watch some of that on ESPN Plus. I'm sure it's been archived, and see what they're saying. I know American Media Days are coming up in a couple weeks, and believe it or not, guys, I believe we report to practice the last day of the month, so it's not even August this year.
SEC Media Days start Monday.
There you go. So,
man, Brett Yormark is so brilliant, and they're having it in Vegas for the Big 12 Media Days.
There you go.
I mean, who wouldn't want to go to Media Days in Vegas? Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks to everybody. Thank you, Stevie. Come back.
Thank y'all. Enjoy it, guys.
But wait a minute. Next time, you got to have like the Kiss makeup on. Maybe whichever one you want to be. If you want to be Gene Simmons and like have the fire coming out, or
that's gonna, maybe I'll just do Vinnie Vincent.
Okay. All right, we'll get out of here. You guys have a great night, and as always, go Pirates.
You're watching The Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.